workout, we're going to be doing legs, and it's going to be a quad focus. So warm up with some air squats, wide stance and close stance, and then some good mornings. Do both of those 4 sets, 25 reps, and then we will move on to our first lift, which is a back squat. So you're going to work your way up to a heavy 10 rep back squat, and then once you get to a heavy 10 rep, go ahead and do 4 sets of 10 reps. One thing I'd like to note is if you do not have access to weights, you can do any of these exercises with your body weight. Just bump up your reps. Maybe try doing 15 to 20 reps per exercise. Once we're finished with our back squats, it's time to move into front squats, and I'm doing these with a band. I've linked my favorite below. If you don't have bands, that's totally fine, but do 4 sets of 10 reps. Once we're finished with our compound lifts, we're going to move into some supersets. So the first thing you're going to do is an elevated heel squat. You're going to do 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps. This is really going to fire up your quads. And once you've completed those, we're going to superset with some reverse lunges. This will work our glute muscles. The next superset you're going to be doing is a wide stance goblet squat, and you're going to superset that with a reverse lunge to knee drive. And this is going to not only get your legs, but also your core. So make sure you're contracting your core with every knee drive. Next, you'll move into pistol squats. I have to do these assisted. They're extremely difficult for me, so I'm doing 10 each leg. Moving into our final superset, you're going to be doing kneeling quad extensions. This is basically mimicking the quad extension machine at the gym, and then you'll superset this with close stance Bulgarian split squats. And finally, we have our very last exercise. This is an afterburn. So you're going to be doing close stance lunges to close stance squats. Bennett is down for his last nap of the day. I don't know if you can hear him in there talking, but I'm going to quickly make a cup of coffee because I am dying, and then we will sit down and chat about these tips on how to make wellness a priority. All right, friends, so Bennett's down for his nap. I think he's asleep. I keep checking the monitor just to see, and he's in there kind of like going in and out. He's at that age where, you know, he's about to be 5 months old. Everything's really interesting. He always wants to play, and then like nap time, he wants to take a nap because he'll be like reaching for his crib when we're in his room. But then as soon as I put him in there, he like gets super fussy and mad, and it's because he's just like has FOMO really bad. Like I feel like he's always like, I'm missing out. So naps are just, we're getting there. Like he's a good nap taker. It just takes him a while to go down. So he's currently in there kind of talking to himself. So if you hear him, that's what's going on. But anyways, Hey, for those of you who are new here, my name is Kaylee, and this is a vlog series that I finally have a name for. It's called the Fit Mom Files. Every episode that I drop every Monday at noon, I'm going to be, not only sharing my postpartum journey as well as, stuff related to Bennett and me becoming a new mom, but also nutrition and wellness because that's what I have my background in. For those of you who are not aware, I went to college at Georgia Southern University and received my degree in food science and nutrition. So I am a certified nutritionist. That's what I do for a living. I decided to create my own company in 2017, Measure Me Whole. I have an Instagram handle. You can follow me there. And so since 2017, I have been aiding individuals in their wellness journey, helping people become the happiest, healthiest versions of themselves possible in a balanced manner. So not only did I want to, like I said, use this vlog series to track my postpartum progress, but also to be able to share my wealth of knowledge with you guys in nutrition and wellness. I wanted this vlog series to not only appeal to my mom following that I have developed on here, YouTube, as well as on my Instagram, but also to those of you who have been following along for a while who may not be moms. You might just be someone who is starting off your wellness journey, or you might be an avid fitness fanatic, and that is great too. So I wanted these videos to be all inclusive for anybody in any walk of life to be able to stumble upon this and find some value in it. So not only am I going to be sharing my postpartum journey, but I'm going to be sharing my wellness tips and tricks and things that you can apply to your everyday life in order to be the healthiest version of yourself. I also will be sharing some mom stuff. So part of each video will have a nutrition and wellness aspect as well as a mom aspect every week. So this week I decided to focus on how to stay motivated while working out from home, as well as tips to helping you make wellness a priority in your life. So whether you are a busy mom, a busy college student, or just someone starting your wellness journey, these tips can be used in your everyday life. So now that you know my heart and why I started this series, let's get into today's topic. Before we get into the good stuff, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload. I'm sharing 5 really simple steps that you can take in order to make wellness a priority and make working out from home a lot easier. And the very first tip I want to give you is to create a goal. I'm sure you're thinking, obviously I have a goal, that's why I'm here. I want to lose weight, I want to put on muscle, I want to eat healthier, I want to live a healthier lifestyle. But have you written your goal down, and is your goal attainable? A few months ago, I wrote a blog post, 10 Ways to Be a Goal Getter. You can get the link for that below. And one of the very first tips I gave is to set SMART goals. I'm not going to go into the acronym, but you can look at that in the blog post in detail. But one of the biggest issues I see with my clients is that their goals are not unachievable. You can always achieve your goals, but the timeline that they give themselves is unattainable. For example, you wouldn't train for a marathon in a week and go run a marathon. You would take months at a time. So anything worth having is going to take time, effort, and patience. So this is something I always share with my clients. If you have a goal, no matter how lofty, you will be able to reach it. You just need to know that you're going to have to dedicate time to that goal. When setting your goal, make sure that you're specific in what you want. Be sure to measure your progress. Make sure your goal is attainable, something that you can feasibly reach in a timely manner. Keep your goals relevant. So make small stepping stone goals towards your bigger goal and make sure those things that you're working toward are relevant to your overall goal. And then make sure that you do this in a timely manner. So this is something that I often tell clients. You need to make sure you give yourself enough time to reach those goals, but also don't give yourself so much time that you lose motivation. Now that you have your goal set, it's time to implement tip number 2, which is have a plan. This is going to sound harsh, but you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot reach your wellness goals without having a plan. You wouldn't expect an architect to build you a home on a hope and a dream. You would want to see a plan. You need that visual to see what your home is going to look like. So why is your body any different? If you want to see certain results, you need to have a plan to get to those results. Having a goal is great, but you have to have a plan to get you there. So one of the biggest tips I want to tell you, kind of a sub tip in this tip, is to find a plan, whether that is a workout regimen online. You can find those via Pinterest. I used to get plans off of bodybuilding.com. I don't think they're free anymore, but you can still find really sound workout plans on there. I know oftentimes it can be really intimidating and overwhelming to search the internet, so I have linked a couple of resources below for you for workouts, so be sure to check those out in the description box below. If you are well versed in fitness and working out, then you can create your own plan. Get a notebook. I have a notebook that I write down every week, Sunday, part of my routine. Not only am I meal prepping and getting myself set up nutritionally, but I'm also getting myself set up physically with writing down my workouts from Monday through Friday.
But no matter what you do, make sure you have a plan. One thing I would like to note before moving into our third tip is be flexible with your plan. Being a mom, I have learned to be flexible. That is not a strong suit of mine. I am very rigid. I like order. I'm type A, OCD, you name it. I like to have a plan and I like to follow it. And having things thrown at me that kind of derail me from that plan can be frustrating, but be sure to remember to be flexible. You know, if you are a new mom, I am a huge planner person. I write out my whole day, kind of a skeleton of what my day should look like, revolving around feedings, nap time, playtime, that kind of stuff. Obviously, you know, having a baby stuff can throw a wrench in your plans, but just make sure that whatever plan you have to follow, be flexible. If your plan is to get up, have breakfast, work out, but baby happens to wake up a little early, try to fit in your workout somewhere else, but have a plan to follow and be flexible with that plan. Now that you have a goal, you've found a plan to follow, it's time to get some accountability. And so that's the biggest reason I'm doing this vlog series, is for you guys to keep me accountable and on track towards my goals. So I appreciate you for that. But I see so many individuals fail because they don't have a support system while reaching their goals. So it is key to find an accountability partner, whether it is your spouse, having them support you through this, a friend, but you need to find somebody who will not only show you a little tough love and keep you on track, but support you through your goal getting. If you do not have a person to keep you accountable, if you don't have a spouse or a mom friend or a family member that will give you that tough love, that's what I'm here for. I do nutrition counseling, and part of that is week to week check-in meetings and accountability. So if you are interested in that, you can always find my email below and shoot me an email, and I'd love to chat with you through that. But find some sort of accountability, whether it is creating an Instagram in order to track your progress and letting social media keep you accountable, having your spouse keep you accountable, or another mom friend. Get somebody that will kind of give you that kick in the pants or is on the same journey as you and wants the same thing. I remember when I started my wellness journey, I was, in college. I hadn't declared my degree in nutrition yet, but I knew I needed to get healthier. So my best friend Annabeth, we decided to work out together. We kept each other accountable, and I ended up getting into the best shape of my life with her because I knew I always had that person there to work out with me. She kept me accountable with my eating, and then we both grew mentally and physically in our wellness journeys. So if you are a new mom and you're struggling to, one, have a social life, and two, get your body back in shape, find another mom who's struggling too, and you guys can set a workout plan together. You can meet up, go on walks. You can, bring your babies to each other's house and do workouts in your garages. HIIT workout is great. You don't have to lift weights in order to lose weight. Weightlifting is something I'm very passionate about, but HIIT training is amazing for fat loss and strength. So find you another mom. Y'all meet up 3 times a week and keep each other accountable. But don't allow yourself to make excuses by not having that accountability. I used to be the queen of excuses, and it wasn't until I found an accountability partner that I was able to put those excuses aside and allow someone else to kind of help push me towards my goals. So the next thing I want to chat about, it's not necessarily a tip, but it's more of a topic, and it's about exercise and nutrition and how these two go hand in hand. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. That is something I struggled with when, at the beginning of my wellness journey. I didn't understand why I was exercising but unable to see the goals that I was trying to work towards. And it was because my diet was not on point. So it wasn't until I cleaned my diet up and really focused on nutrition and exercise that I was able to see the results that I wanted to achieve. The biggest way that you can stay on top of your exercise and nutrition is through meal prepping. I'm a huge believer in meal prepping. It's part of having a plan. It keeps you accountable, it keeps you focused, and it gives you zero excuses to deviate from your healthy living. Now, I know a lot of times meal prep gets a bad rap. It's time consuming, it can be repetitive. People often get tired of the foods that they make and they think that they have to eat very bland when meal prepping, and that is not the case. I actually made a video last week on meal prep, so you can check that out above, and I just kind of walk you guys through how I typically meal prep. I am a creature of habit. I have no problem eating the same thing every day, whereas my husband is different. He can't stand to eat repetitively, so we do different forms of meal prepping. I prep out my food, I portion it out, I have it ready to go and heat up in the microwave because I have a little, it's really hard to find time to eat. And so instead of grabbing something convenient, which is like junk food, I already have my food ready to go. pull it out of the fridge, pop it in the microwave, and eat. With my husband, he likes to batch prep, meaning he will prep a bunch of different foods, healthy foods, and kind of portion them out the day before he goes to work. So either way, if you are working towards a goal, it's really important to have healthy food on hand in order to get to where you want to be. No matter what your goals are, food has to become a priority. Whether you are bulking or trying to lose weight or training for a marathon, you have to eat in order to reach your goals. And what you eat for those different goals does look different. But through meal prepping, you'll be able to stay on track with your healthy living. That doesn't mean you're never going to be able to enjoy your favorite foods. I enjoy my favorite foods once a week. On Fridays, we normally order food out and I order what I want, but it's just for that one meal. So you do have to prioritize your nutrition in order to reach your wellness goals. Nutrition looks different for everyone. For me, I have to kind of lock it in order to see the results, meaning I have to kind of be on top of my nutrition way more than my husband does in order to see my goals, because that's just the body type that I have. Currently, I'm not doing a cheat meal once a week, not because I'm punishing myself or I feel like I cannot eat those foods, but I am so focused on my goal that I want to just continue to fuel my body with healthy foods. And so in order to keep myself focused, I'm staying away from sugar. I'm staying away from the things that could trip me up, because I know that I'm so close to getting to where I want to be that I need to focus and lock it in. One thing I would like to note is that nutrition does look differently for everyone. So when you're trying to achieve your wellness goals, your nutrition is going to look different than somebody else's, because your goals might be different. Your body type is different. We're all unique, and that's what makes us wonderful. So please keep in mind that your nutrition is going to look different. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. That's why fad diets do not work, because nutrition is not a one-size-fits-all approach. The final topic I want to talk about is tracking your progress and how to do that in a successful way. So many times we track our progress solely based on what the scale says, and then we get discouraged and we give up. Let me tell you, I was the queen of giving up, because I would step on the scale, the number wouldn't change enough, or it wouldn't change at all, or it would go up, and I would be over it and I would just quit. And I see that happen oftentimes to women. I don't own a scale anymore, because even though I'm a nutrition guru, I still struggle with my relationship with the scale, so I don't own one. The best way to track your progress is through progress pictures, seeing how your clothes fit. You can even use seamstress tape to take your measurements. But please, please, please do not allow the scale to rule your life and to make you feel like you aren't good enough or you're not reaching your goals. There's so many factors that go into what the scale reads that day, whether you had a little too much salt the day before, you're holding more water, you haven't pooped, you didn't drink enough water, whatever. That's why the scale is not a good measure of your progress. So be sure to have ways that you can track your progress that will not discourage you, but encourage you. So I hope you found these tips helpful. I tried to keep this as brief as possible so you didn't have a bunch of information being thrown at you at once. If there's something that you would like me to elaborate more on, you can either send me an email, drop me a comment below, or shoot me a message on Instagram. I would be more than happy to chat further with you about that subject. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, as well as subscribe to my channel so you never miss an upload day. And if you are new to the Measure Me Whole community, be sure to leave a comment below so I can say hey. It's almost time for B to get up from his nap, so I am going to call it a day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! What are you doing? Hey, look at mommy. Hey. Hi! Yes! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Who's that? Who's that doing?